Hey guys, today I'm going to be making the most gorgeous fall transitional matching set, and I'm so excited to announce that this video is in collaboration with the Mood Fabrics. I'm so grateful for this opportunity, and I can't wait to show you guys the final reveal of this outfit at the end of the video. So if you want to see the full process of me making this outfit, keep on watching. And don't forget to subscribe, comment, and share with a friend because it's the easiest way to support me as a creator. Without further ado, let's get into today's make. Okay, so now I just wanted to go through all of the products I got from Moods. I just want to show the bag because it's such a cute bag. But yeah, we're just going to go through all of the fabric and supplies, and then we're going to get into working on the sample and draping and pattern making. So I got 4.5 yards of this yellow shirting fabric. I did like a poll on Instagram and I was really trying to figure out what color I wanted to do, and I ended up leaning towards the yellow just because I want to wear more brighter colors in my wardrobe and I thought it would be really cute for this project. So we have 4.5 yards of that, and then I have an invisible zipper that I think is close enough to the shade I'd need for the skirt. I couldn't find one that's exactly butter yellow, so this was like the closest one I could get. And then I got some thread, matching thread, some needles because I need some new needles for this project, and I got some muslin because I want to make a sample first, obviously, so I don't mess up my final fabric. So we're gonna start draping with this fabric starting now. So before we get into the sample, I just want to show you guys the sketch I'm going to end up using for this project, and then we can get to sewing. So I made a lot of different sketches, but I think I'm going to lean towards this one. Okay, so my gosh, I'm leaning towards number 2 just because I really love that one, and also you guys really love that one too. So that is going to be our skirt for this project, and if I have time I will try to make a top. So let me stop talking and let's get to sewing and start draping and pattern making so that we can finish this before I leave for my trip. So the key to an easing draping session is cutting out your fabric in sections. So I basically cut out this rectangle of how long and wide I think the skirt is going to end up being, just so it's easier whenever I'm draping and pinning against my dress form compared to having all your fabric laid out and it just gets messy. And yeah, it's just cleaner, easier, and yeah, you can just see what you're doing more. So let's get to sewing. Hey guys, so it's the next day and I really want to try to get this done before I have to go on my trip. I'm going away for this weekend for my cousin's baby shower and I really want to wear this skirt, so I'm hoping I can get it done and just get the pattern making done today so that I can at least start cutting on the final fabric. So this is where we left off last night, and I basically am just going to cut this all out on paper so that I have like just a clean pattern for this, and then I will cut out the pieces in muslin so that I can make a sample just to make sure the fit is correct, and then we can get to the final fabric. But now that I'm thinking about it, honestly, I'm thinking I might just clean up the pattern after I unpin everything on the muslin itself, because I sort of like muslin patterns over paper patterns anyway, and then I'll get into sample making. Okay, now I'm just transferring everything to paper, and then we're gonna slash and spread so I can get that volume in this area. Okay, so I just finished putting it on paper and I slashed and spreaded it, the pattern, sorry. Now I just have to add the paper in between where I slashed and spread, but I just realized I also forgot to add 4 extra inches for my hip because my dress form is a bit smaller in the hip than my actual measurements. So I'm gonna have to go back and add 1 inch on each side seam so that it's 4 inches added in total. But I'm probably gonna have to stop here because I have to pack. I'm going on a trip, I think I mentioned that before. So we're gonna pick this back up when I'm back and add the 4 inches. And I will probably just show you the straight first sample when we come back so that we can save time. So yeah, see you guys in a few. Okay, so I'm back from my trip, and yesterday I finished pattern making. I'm using newspapers right now because I don't have any pattern making paper. So yeah, I finished the patterns for both the front and the back. So now I'm gonna cut everything out in muslin and make a sample to make sure everything fits right. And for the ruffle, I'm probably just gonna freehand it on the muslin because it's pretty much just a rectangle, but I'm probably going to cut it on the bias so that it gives it that dramatic flare, how it flows compared to me just cutting it straight on the grain. And I finished the second one last night, which is the better fitting one that I'm gonna go off of. So I just want to show you guys how they both look before we move on to the final fabric. This one was very much too tight, and I can literally not really close the side at all. So this one I knew that I was going to add some inches across around the hip specifically because that's where I needed to add the extra spacing. And then I also just didn't like how it flared on the sides, so I decided I'm going to close that up and just make it go straight down instead. So this one fits a lot better, and I added the ruffle at the bottom so I can see how it's going to look, but I am definitely planning to gather this ruffle a bit more before I stitch it on. The only thing I just need to remember for this one is I'm going to bring it in or take it in a little bit more on the sides so that it's really fitting against me, because there is a little bit of space that I don't like. So yeah, and this is also without the zipper, so it'll look a lot better once everything is in place. But this one is the winner. So now we can move on to the final fabric. We are moving on to the final fabric. So excited. I got this fabric from Moods. I don't remember if I mentioned in this video, but this video is a collaboration with Mood Fabrics, and I'm so grateful for this opportunity. So I hope you guys enjoy how the final skirt turns out. But we are now going to lay out all the fabric and cut out my pattern pieces. And I just want to take a moment to appreciate how beautiful this fabric is, because I I wish I didn't have yellow walls in my house because I feel like you guys would like understand how beautiful it is if I had like white walls. I don't know if the yellow is like contrasting it, but like, oh, it's so beautiful, guys. It's so nice. Maybe I should show it against the ground like this, or on the table. Like, I feel like this camera isn't even like showing you how nice this yellow is, but when I take the pictures at the end and show you guys how it looks on, you guys will see. Finished sewing the darts on all 4 pieces because I have 2 base and then 2 lining. So this is the back piece, the lining and the base, and then this is the front piece, lining and the base. So now I'm going to sew them both together and add the zipper and the facing, and then we're going to do the ruffle last. Okay, so I just finished adding the zipper in and it came out really nice. I tried it on. I was a little scared, but it actually fits me perfectly. So now I'm going to add the ruffle in, and it's 10:30, but I want to stay up to finish it, so I'm just going to stay up to finish the ruffle, and then tomorrow I think I'll make a matching shirt just so that I have something to wear with it for the pictures. And just for reference, I pinned this sample ruffle on my sample skirt. I am going to make it more gathered, so don't worry, it's going to have a lot more volume and like gathering than it does right now. But I'm going to use this piece to cut out 2 rectangles of the same size so that I can ruffle it down to what I need it to. Okay, so last night I finished the skirt and it ended up coming out really great, so I can't wait to show you guys the final result. But before we do that, I'm gonna make a really cute matching shirt so that I can have a whole matching set with the skirt. So we're gonna finish that and then you guys will see the final reveal. I just want to take this time to say thank you again to Mood Fabrics for providing me all the supplies and all the fabric I needed for this project. I loved working with you and I hope that I can continue to do more projects with you in the future. It was so fun going into the fabric store to pick out my fabric and finally bringing this creation to life. Okay guys, I'm on the last step of this top finally, and then I'm going to take some pictures. So you guys will see the final reveal in 3, 2, 1.
Feels like the first time. Throw away all my pride. Don't wanna say I love you first, but holding it